I'm just absolutely bowled over by the extent to which this guy seems to be. Well, it's almost like a caricature to me, Trita, because it's so much driven by impulsivity, reactions to things that he doesn't like. I could think of any kind of soap opera or reality TV program where someone is literally just sort of getting angry because he saw something that he didn't like, and therefore he's going to react and not sort of double check what he said. And in the heat of the moment, it's absolutely crazy in my mind. And what clearly I think has been a few potential opportunities to solidify proper set of expectations, a good framework, and seems to have been thrown up in the air because of these moments of outrage or reaction, recklessness, and so on. So from the IRGC perspective, from the Iranian perspective, like what is their game plan here? Just allow Trump to continue to self-sabotage or try to leverage it even further?
No, I think at this point, the Iranians, on the one hand, we have to recognize that there's a specific dynamic that has now come into play that actually makes it easier for Trump to just walk away from these talks than it does for the Iranians. And the reason is the key thing the Iranians want and need is sanctions relief. They will only get that through a deal. Control of the Strait of Hormuz, they will continue to have a deal or no deal, but that's not sufficient to make up for the losses that they have suffered because of the sanctions that are in place. They're in dire need of investment to rebuild the country. Revenue from the Strait of Hormuz is not going to cover that. And even if they manage to reestablish economic relations with a lot of different countries through the control of the strait, that's not the same thing as actually getting investments. So they need sanctions relief. And imagine if right now you end up having essentially a new status quo in which most of the conflicts between the US and Iran have been pacified, but there is no sanctions relief. What are the Iranians, what's the leverage they have left to actually get the sanctions lifted? This is their moment to get it lifted. So they are in dire need of that. And I think this has given the Trump administration a sense that they are, at least in this specific phase of it, in a stronger position vis-a-vis the Iranians, because Trump has already gotten what he wants. He got out of the war. And if there is no deal and he doesn't go back into bombing Iran, it will be very difficult for the Iranians to restart bombing the GCC states or US bases, etc. Because at that moment, they will look as if they are the aggressors. And that's going to have repercussions internationally, including with Russia and China.